but the lie coming. All indications, like all of them, is that that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe. It's nuanced, how they explain that, the nature of that threat. But that one, a lie you are going to be told. You even got a date. People have been whispering a date for a long time now. I know where that lie comes from. I know specifically what document from the 70s initiated the idea of that lie. A classified document. That is the lie you will be told. You're going to...
The time has come. I've been saying for about a year plus now that we back in the garden. Back in the garden. That is to say, the repeat of the start of deception for mankind. The daddy of all lies. And his 1/3 dark posse. They are going to reintroduce themselves to humanity. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friendshot Pearson, and welcome to Friendshot Blue. July 31st, happy Thursday, have 6:16 p.m. How are you? I plan on going live the next 2 days. We're gonna see what's gonna pop off. You guys know I did an Ozzy video yesterday, and there were some things there that gave me pause and made me think that August 1st or August 2nd or August 12th, a major event could happen. I'll read your comments in the chat. I've watched other social media videos, and I've read some of your emails. People are thinking August, like Augusta, as in Roman, August, and Barack Obama. So, who is this? Who did I just show you? That is Jeremy Kenyon. Jeremy Corbell. Yeah. He's an American contemporary artist, filmmaker, and UFOologist. Yes, a UFOologist. Let's just say in my mind, he deals with demons, because that's what they are. I remember when I think my first major newspaper was the Christian Citizen newspaper back in the 70s. And I begged my editor to let me publish articles on UFOs and demons. He was a pastor, but he had the biggest Christian newspaper in the Midwest. I lucked up and got a job. Les Brown, I was hungry. And I'll always thank him for that. He didn't publish it, but a lot of articles that I were able to, in time, convince him of, like the New World Order / Purple Rain, he published those. And I'm glad that he did. I learned equally amount about journalism that I did when I was in college. But what is this UFO thing? You know, it's been a while. It's been a while since we had E.T. talking about he about to phone home, right? What year was that? Let me see. What year was the E.T. movie? What year did E.T. come out? June 11th, 1982. Well, he's been gone for a while, don't you think so? Y'all want to see him? 6/11/1982. Can we use that as a benchmark? 6/11/1982. Yeah. And according to Jeremy, they're gonna have this spaceship. I believe he said it's gonna come next year. Yeah. Interesting. That's interesting. Let me work some numbers right quick. You know I got to do that, right? ET has been MIA. What is today's date? 7/31? ET has been MIA for exactly 43 years and 51 days. I say it's about time the ET do phone home. What you think? Because it's been quite a while. Y'all want to see him? A lot of y'all young folks, y'all might not have a clue about what I'm talking about. I guess it was one of the most famous movies back in the day, E.T., right? Yeah, here he is. Yeah. June 11th, 1982. Isn't that something? Should I compare his birthday to somebody else's birthday? Pearson. Hey, you know, sometimes you got to go there. Oh, wow. You're not going to believe this. I went straight for the gusto. I have something special to show you. 6/11/82 from August 4th, 1961. So E.T. came out in the movies 6/11/82. Barack Obama was born August 4th, 1961. I believe Barack Obama is the Antichrist. So they got to smooth this thing over with a second introduction. So we're talking, when I put it to the Gematria calculator, let me show you what I'm looking at. We are talking about 20 years at the top, 312 days. 312 is important because Trump won the presidency 312 votes over Kamala Harris, right? He had 312 votes in the Electoral College. Look at the third row. It says 20 years, 44 weeks, and 4 days. 444. What is 44? 4 and 4 is 8. So 84. Barack Obama was born August 4th. But if you take the 44 by itself, Barack Obama was the 44th president. And you got 250. That would make sense for ET to come home on our 250th. If ET comes next year, it'll be our 250th month and our 250th birthday as a country. So yeah, from the time E.T. movie came out to Barack Obama's birthday, the difference is 250 months. I think the numbers are speaking. What else can I brainstorm on this thing? I didn't think about going there, but hey, we here. I said we here. People, we are back in the garden. So everything has a season and cycle. I've been teaching this for years. That I believe God has Satan on a leash. One of those type of invisible chains, invisible fence. He's got boundaries and parameters, and he has to stick to certain things. So when God gave me the 5 C's of clues, codes, colors, the confirmation, time, and conclusion, I look at it through that lens. And what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing is that they have set up the one world political state. This is why you see Trump in the last 6+ months travel around the world more so than any other president historically in a short period of time. I know I'm right. And secretly, or maybe not so secretly, Obama has been running around too. I believe they're setting up the one world system. I believe the tariff situation is to bring everybody into compliance. I believe the move on January 21st to have all the tech giants meet Trump there and they work on the biggest tech AI situation, all that works in relation to Revelation 13, you can't buy or sell with 666. Oh, and did I mention Elon Musk and Doge, where the origination of this was from Barack Obama under his administration. I forgot what it's called, but I've done a few articles on it. Can't think everything, but Doge, and in relation to that, gaining access to all of our information. And Trump just announced some stuff yesterday. How can I say this word without getting a reaction from the algorithm? I don't know if I can. Let's say Kennedy's got that position now, okay? He's got that position. Trump talked about something in relation to that yesterday in that field. And they're going to take all the data from that field and make it easier. Right. No, they're gathering information. If you notice, that's the trend. They're gathering information. So if you understand what Kennedy's position is under Trump, you can understand what I'm saying. In his specialty field, him and Dr. Oz. I know you figured it out now. They're gathering information. And I forgot to mention that Elon Musk just built him a nice little computer in Memphis. So it's all about data collection under the guise of convenience and make America great again and waste, fraud, and abuse. I hope you understand what I'm getting at. So now that they've got all this in place, including the need to stop all this war overseas and all this tension that we have between the races and this economic situations, these perilous times that we have around the world, and the hunger in Gaza with the children, and Africa and other places, and even here in America, tent cities with all this hell of famine and people going hungry and homelessness. They're going to get all this together. I'm sure it's something I left out. The One World Church. They're gathering everything together so that when E.T. comes back, in his spaceship next year, because that's what this brother was talking about. When E.T. comes back, everything will be set for him. Do you understand? This is the Tower of Babel on steroids. They wanted to do this long time ago. They've been wanting to do this a long time ago. And again, they have to reintroduce Daddy. He was hurled out of heaven. Luke 10:18. Jesus told his disciples, I saw Satan as lightning being hurled out of heaven. As I speak on this, let me put this in the Gematria calculator. 10:18. Let me put that in Gematria calculator. Let me see if we got anything on that. Just hypothetically, I'm thinking, how would we do this? Holy Spirit is moving right now, people. You won't believe this here. Let me show this to you. I took E.T.'s birth date on film of June 11th of 1982, and I subtracted it from Luke 10:18, and I made it a date, October 18th of 2026, when this gentleman and other people have been saying there's a spaceship coming. So I made 10/18/2026. Now, why would I do that? Not just to correspond with Luke 10:18. in the video that I showed yesterday in relation to Ozzy Osbourne, there was a photograph I showed of Ozzy Osbourne holding a he was set up like the Statue of Liberty. Let me pull that up for you. And as he was set up like the Statue of Liberty, on the top of the Statue of Liberty, it wasn't a torch, it was a bat. And above that bat was the orange and yellow and red sun god Ra. And let me show you that. I want you to see this here, because you all might not have seen this video, but it's definitely what I'm talking about, because I want you guys to see and be on the same page. So let me go there. All right, Pearson, find it. Okay, we have a commercial. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is interesting how they crafted this thing. Ozzy Osbourne's wife walks up to where they have the they're putting all the flowers there. And then there's this picture there. And I decoded that picture. It speaks big time. Okay, so I want to make a picture of that because I want you guys to see it. I want to get the best picture, so let me be patient. Here's one. So here we have Ozzy Osbourne as a Statue of Liberty, Ozzy Osbourne. And then he's holding up a bat. Statue of Liberty, holding up a bat. And above that bat is orange and yellow, like the sun god Ra. That's their goal. Satan was hurled down. He wants to go back up. Now what he has to do, he has to reintroduce himself to humanity. And he has to sell himself to us. And the powers that be, they already know he's coming. Matter of fact, they already know he's here. The Bible talks about him being here, that he goes to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. Daddy's coming home. Did I show you guys that date? Let me show you that date I came up with. I took the actual date of E.T. movie and I subtracted it from Luke 10:18, and I got 44411. Look at that. That's right on time, ain't it? 4 and 4 is 8. That's August 4th. Barack Obama was born August 4th, and then you got that 11. 11 been coming up for months now. Look at that. So I believe God is showing us what's going on. Why would they forecast on a lot of social media that there is a craft coming? Because they have to condition you for that moment. And parallel or simultaneously, they have to get the world ready like a bride for a groom. You feel me? So again, we have to have economic hardships, calamity, wars, tornadoes, earthquakes, hunger, governments failing citizens, economic recessions and depressions, homelessness, no faith in the government, between BLM and Antifa, knocking down all the statues. They have to get the garden dressed up, as well as the inhabitants. Now the question is, will this happen before we're gone? I happen to believe that there's going to be a rapture. if E.T. shows up before Jesus shows up, my message to him is, brother, where you been? You gonna try the same old maneuver that you did in the Garden of Eden on Adam and Eve? That's how I feel about it. I don't know how you feel about it. But yeah, this gentleman here, I'll put that video in the link. I want to thank 007 for sending it to me a little while ago. 007 sent me that information. But I had been reading and studying the last couple of months. In fact, I got stuff all the way back from 1970, I want to say 76, 75. Operation Blue Book. Y'all know about that kind of stuff. Yeah, with a lot of presidents who initially knew about that kind of stuff. Area 51. Y'all know what's up. And like I told you all, I watched Coast to Coast. I listened to Coast on radio. I was a radio junkie. Art Bell and George Norrie. Art Bell and George Norrie. So I'm pretty much aware about this ET thing. But people, it ain't nothing but demons. Satan has to orchestrate something. So again, he's the groom, we're the bride. He wants the domain. And they're gradually introducing him through this crap again. That's what they're doing. Now, the world has got to be in almost a chaotic point where the powers will then instruct us that it's in our best interest to accept them, because these ETs, they're going to help us. Do you understand the sale? That's what's going to happen. The powers that be on the earth, people that look just like us, they're going to have skin just like us and everything. They're going to breathe like us, eyeballs and everything. But guess what? They're not really God created. It's something that they created. Might be far-fetched for some of y'all to understand that. But the whole thing is based on lies. That's why God only got us going on for 7 years of tribulation, because it's a whole lie. It's always been a lie. So again, what they're going to do, the governments of the world are going to tell us it's in our best interest to cooperate with them, because they're here to show us how to keep ourselves from destroying each other, you know, with the weapons, and we need to have better water and better health and how to get along. And, you know, they're going to do miracles. They're going to have things to, you know what I'm trying to say? They're going to have things for you to ingest and take. They're going to do a lot of miracles. They're going to sell you this thing. Don't know exactly how they wooed Adam and Eve, but we back in the garden. So I'm done. Maybe I'll do a part 2. So yeah, they are showing us some things. And the odds are I'll be live tomorrow, because that's going to be a hell of a show if it go down within the next 10 days. I want your comments. God bless. Let me know about ET, what you think. Have you heard about this coming? God bless.